Good morning, dear students. I am teaching chapter 12. Name of the chapter 12 is reproduction in animals. Reproduction in plants. Reproduction in plants. Reproduction in plants. So yesterday I have started asexual reproduction, and in asexual reproduction we discussed about the fission, binary and multiple, budding, fragmentation, spore formation. Now we will discuss about the spore formation. Spore formation. Spore formation. In non-flowering plants which do not produce seeds like fungi, mucor, bacteria, ferns or mosses, formation of a spore is a continuous or common method of reproduction. Spores are very small in size and they have thick walls, and thick walls help the spores to survive in adverse conditions in the environment like high temperature, scarcity of water and during the lack of food. And the spores give rise to new organisms under favorable conditions. So spores are sporangium. This spores are very small in size and they have thick walls, and this thick wall help the spores to survive during adverse conditions. When adverse conditions are there like high temperature, scarcity of water and lack of food, and the spores give rise to new organism during the favorable condition. When unfavorable conditions are there, then they did not give the new organism, but when the favorable conditions are there, then they give rise to the new organism. This is the spores, and the thick was the sporangium. And activity 12.2, to grow your own fungi like bread mold and a small piece of bread, a paper napkin and a small jar or bottle with cap and water. Now perform the activity as follows. Cut a piece of napkin to fit in the bottom of the jar and pour a small amount of water into jar, just enough to wet the paper napkin completely. Place a piece of bread on the moist paper napkin and clap the jar loosely. This is very important. And place the jar in the dark place where it is not cold. And look at everybody for a week and draw picture showing how the molds look during its growth. Now regeneration. Next, during the asexual reproduction is the regeneration. What is the regeneration process? What is the regeneration process? In your garden, you mow the grass and again next week it needs mowing. Each organism can repair itself in some or the other way. New cells grow to replace damaged or lost cells. The ability of living things to repair themselves or grow lost parts is called the regeneration. What is the regeneration? The ability of living things to repair themselves or grow lost parts is called the regeneration. Plants generally have greater powers of regeneration than the animals do. And did you know, every time you wash your hands, you wash off 100 of skins skin cells. Now skin cells are always being regenerated. Now come to the vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction. What is the vegetative reproduction? Vegetative parts of the plant is the stem, roots, leaves, and next one is the vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction. This is the asexual methods of reproduction in plants where vegetative parts, namely root, stem, leaves, give rise to new plants. No reproductive organs take place in these methods of reproduction and no seeds are produced in this. So first one is the reproductive vegetative propagation by roots. Vegetative propagation by roots. Vegetative propagation by roots. By roots. So in sweet potato, dahlia or asparagus, the solen roots are present and new plants arise from these solen roots buried in the soil. I will draw the diagram roots of dahlia. This is the solen roots, swollen roots. This is the stem. Solen roots, stem. And in this you can see that in sweet potato, dahlia or asparagus, the solen roots are present and new plants give rise these solen roots buried in the soil. Now vegetative reproduction by stems. Vegetative reproduction by stems. A number of plants like potato, ginger, sugarcane and gladius multiply by stem, and potatoes plants produce flowers, fruits and seeds, and yet they never grow from these seeds. Why? Because potato seeds are weak and they rarely grow into the plants, and the potato which you eat in fact of underground solen stem and which contain stored food material. During the case of potato, you can see, if you observe a potato with a magnifying glass, you will find scars. These scars are called the eyes. The scars are called the eyes, and the eyes on the potato tuber sprout means germinate and give rise to the new plants. Likewise, ginger is a modified solen underground stem rhizome with stored food. Under favorable conditions, the buds on the stem give rise to the new plants. And in the strawberry, long stems grows over the soil surface and are called the runners, and buds which are present on the stems grow into new plants. Now vegetative reproduction by leaves. Some plants like Bryophyllum, sprout leaf plant, begonia can be propagated by leaves. In Bryophyllum, plantlets develop from the margins of intact leaves, and these plantlets on being detached develop into independent plant. What is the advantages of vegetative reproduction? It is an easier, rapid and less expensive methods of propagation, and plants can be grown in much less time, and seedless plants can be raised. Plants produced by this method are identical copies of the parent plant and show no variations. Plants like banana, sugarcane, sweet potato, rose and jasmine do not produce viable seeds. Such plants can be easily grown by these methods. Artificial methods of vegetative propagation, that is the cutting, layering, grafting and tissue culture. Because of the advantage offered by the vegetative propagation, humans have used this method or artificial multiplication of useful plants are called the artificial methods of vegetative propagation. Some of these methods are as follows: cutting, as in rose and sugarcane; layering in the jasmine, chameli plant; grafting in case of mango; and tissue culture. Cutting are short lengths of the plant which, when removed and placed in soil with suitable conditions, develop roots and leaves and grow into independent plants. Sometimes the stem cutting has to be dipped into a rooting hormones to stimulate rooting, and rose, cereus, bougainvillea, sugarcane and cactus are easily propagated by the cuttings. Root cuttings in certain plants like the lemon, tamarind. Root cuttings, when put in the damp soil, give rise to the roots and shoots and form new plants. Layering. The lower branch of the stem is bent so that a part of stem is buried under the soil and the growing tip remains above the soil surface, and after some time roots grow from the stem part buried in the soil, and now this new plant can be cut from the parent plant and planted as a new independent plant. This method is used in the plants like jasmine, strawberry and bougainvillea. Grafting is the desired plant derived from the two different individuals, and the root portion taken from one plant, that is called the stalk, while the other portion is called the scion. A scion is a plant which one wants to propagate, and so it is grafted onto the stalk. This grafting ends to the stalk and scion are obliquely cut and placed face to face, then the two ends are tightly. Till here you will take revision.